Do not watch together. If you consider yourself someone who even almost enjoys movies at all, you should avoid this film like the plague. If you don't know, essentially Alison Brie and Dave Franco were hit with a lawsuit earlier this year from two filmmakers who saw Together's premiere at a film festival and realized how unbelievably similar it was to a romantic comedy that they wrote and directed a few years previous and pitched to Alison Brie and Dave Franco, who turned it down. So when the directors saw this film at the film festival and realized how much of a direct ripoff it was of the already made romantic comedy, they immediately sued. Now, keep in mind, this is not the first time Alison Brie has been accused of plagiarism, as just a few years ago, her Netflix film Horse Girl, interesting title, I haven't seen it yet, but it was also the subject of a lawsuit from an independent filmmaker who accused similar things. The Horse Girl lawsuit was definitely a lot more shaky. Sure, a lot of the things were very similar about the two films involved in the lawsuit, Horse Girl and the film that was apparently the original Horse Girl. I haven't read up much on the lawsuit, but I wouldn't say it's enough to call it a full ripoff. It was more like the Barbarian lawsuit that happened a couple years ago against James Wan, who is another filmmaker who has been accused of plagiarism, but that's a whole different topic. However, the Together lawsuit, it's undeniable, man. This shit was stolen. One could argue, however, that there's so many movies that are basic, direct ripoffs of each other. Jennifer's Body is a ripoff of Ginger Snaps. The Batman is a ripoff of Seven. Long Legs is basically just a Silence of the Lambs remake. Alien Romulus is a ripoff of Alien Resurrection. The Last Samurai is a ripoff of Shogun. It goes really deep. TV is not by any means innocent either, as The Big Bang Theory steals entire characters and plots from Frasier, and The Night Agent is pretty much just a fucking remake of Jack Ryan. Now, as someone who comes up with a lot of movie ideas and book ideas and music ideas, I'm a very media-centered person, being a writer, director, and all, I've noticed a lot of similarities to my ideas in other media. I had the idea to put two Ghostfaces on screen at the same time about a year before Scream 6 came out. Yeah, we'll see once my Scream movie, Scream 1, comes out, only on YouTube October 31st, but Hard Eyes has a lot of very similar things to that film. It's crazy. I also had the idea for the plot to My Old Ass. Despite that being one of the best films of last year, I wrote a book that has pretty much the exact same plot about 3 years before the film even came out, and now the book is just kind of sitting halfway finished on my phone because I don't know what to do with it now, because it's pretty much just a ripoff of My Old Ass. Now, all of these similarities occur because all artists are thieves. They subconsciously steal things from media that they love, and great creative minds think alike. If anything, seeing my ideas show up on screen just makes me love the movie more, because it proves that I can make a good story and I more or less know what I'm doing. But Together, it's just fucking theft. I mean, all the way to the ending, being the couple taking a vinyl off of their shelf of a Spice Girl album and listening to it while they accept their ultimate demise. I mean, it's one-to-one. It's unexcusable, and it's some happy horse shit. So as an extremely passionate cinephile and filmmaker, I cannot give my money to see this ripoff of a film. That's why I will be skipping it in theaters, which is a shame because it does look good. If I didn't know about the plagiarism, which I didn't know before the lawsuit hit, I was following the film and its production before the lawsuit, so I was excited for the film before the lawsuit. The lawsuit really just squashed my excitement about it. But if I didn't know about it still, I would be genuinely excited to see this in theaters and would probably have already bought my ticket. So instead, like me, what I'm gonna do is I implore you to catch the upcoming Weapons in theaters, because it looks just as good, and it comes out about a week after Together. It comes out on August 8th, or technically 7th, and it is not stolen. So unless I find a way to get my ticket for free to go to Together, unless I get some sort of a screening for free, or I just sneak my ass right into the theater, I really don't see myself sitting in theater or giving my money to watch this stolen film. So if I were you, I wouldn't. That's about it.